President Donald Trump has a lot to worry about these days. Specifically, the commander-in-chief must be wondering whether he'll get impeached, whether he should resign, and whether history will remember him as a traitor to his country or a really huge traitor to his country. But Milania Giudice would really appreciate it if President Trump took a moment to consider her request right now. The 13-year-old has posted a message on social media about her father, Joe, and is very likely pending deportation. Joe Giudice, of course, pleaded guilty to bankruptcy and financial fraud back in 2016 and just recently completed a lengthy stint in prison for his crimes. Back in October, however, a judge determined that Joe, who is not an American citizen, must return to his native country of Italy once he is no longer a ward of the state. This is what very often happens when an immigrant commits a felony. Joe Giudice is not usually the face of immigration in this regard, but here we are. Now that Giudice's appeal to have this deportation decision reversed has been denied by a court, the former reality star is almost definitely headed back to Italy, much to the understandable chagrin of his 4 daughters. "We will never stop fighting for you, Daddy," Milania captioned the throwback photo of herself and her father above, adding, "It's not the same without you. I miss you terribly. I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. I wouldn't know how to stay strong. I need you home, Daddy. All I want is to be a family again. I love you endlessly, buddy." The young teenager added 2 pink hearts to her post, as well as the hashtag #FreeJoeGiudice, and she also tagged President Donald Trump. Trump, of course, really hates immigrants in this country. He especially hates immigrants who break the law, so he doesn't seem like the ideal person to help Milania out here, which really does make us sad. Despite our disdain for Joe and his equally unethical and entitled wife, Real Housewife of New Jersey Teresa Giudice, these two may suck, but they have 4 innocent kids at home. The oldest of these kids, Gia, shared her own social media message to Joe, about Joe in response to his deportation appeal getting rejected this month. "Pictures, memories, and hope is the only thing that has gotten my family this far. We are fighters, but my father is someone who is one of the most important people in my life," she wrote, concluding, "Not a day goes by where we don't love you, miss you, and fight for you with all our hearts. You will be home with us soon, Daddy. I love you so much." Heartbreaking, right? Teresa, though, doesn't seem to really care that her husband is being sent to another country. She has very casually said already that she plans to divorce Joe once he gets kicked out of the United States. "I'm not doing a long-distance relationship. I'm not doing it," she coldly said a few weeks ago, explaining herself as follows, "You know, I want somebody with me every day. I know exactly what happens. You know, I'm sure he'll be with other women. It happens. We do the long-distance thing. It's not going to work." I'd be like, bye. We really hope Teresa's kids never read that quote. The only real hope remaining for Joe appears to rest with Trump, whose mind really is occupied with other things at the moment. Although Teresa's hairstylist, Lucia Casazza, figures there's no harm in asking anyway. "All the things you have done, I think you can make a motion to bring this man home back to his family instead of sending him to a country that he has no ties to besides his cultural background," she wrote on Instagram yesterday, directing her plea to the Oval Office and concluding, "At Donald Trump make a motion to pardon Joe Giudice."